The mystery surrounding the alleged death of Dutch tycoon Bob Cohen deepened on Thursday after the state registered the murder charge against his wife Sarah Waremu. This is among the few cases where someone is charged with murder without recovering the body. Waremu was arraigned before a Nairobi court, but she did not take a plea until she undergoes a mental examination. Assistant DPP Catherine Waniki asked the court to remand Waremu before she takes a plea. However, her lawyer Philip Merger opposed the application, arguing that there was no body. Merger maintained there was no evidence linking his client to the alleged murder because there are no witness statements. He accused the state of bias and being used by external forces, adding that the only reason Waremu was in court was because of Cohen's family from the Netherlands. He said the prosecution had earlier told the court that the case was affecting bilateral relations between the two states, saying it had made police rush to charge her without evidence. But Waniki insisted that according to the law they can charge without the body ever being found, and it will be their job to prove the offense to the court. She told Merger to wait until they complete presenting evidence so he can argue then that there were no remains. A fiery Merger at one point accused one of the investigating officers, known only as Mwangi, of sexually harassing Waremu. He claimed that the officer had been making her feel terrorized and at one point asked her to leave her lawyers so he could help her and make the case go away. But Waniki shut down the claims, saying she had never seen a lawyer stoop that low. Merger asked the court to release Waremu on bail, arguing that she has spent close to 16 days in police custody without charge. The lawyer also said DCI George Kanatai personally led a team of investigators in the home Waremu shared with Cohen and took her through the house. According to Merger, they were supposed to dig a compost pit but had not done so by Thursday. Waniki opposed the application, arguing a mental exam is standard procedure and she should not be treated differently. The prosecution is still waiting for forensic results from the government chemist, Waniki said. Some witnesses will be protected. In his ruling, Justice Charles Kariuki said he was only standing in for the judge who was away and all applications should be made next Monday before the resident judge. Meanwhile, Waremu will be remanded at Langata Women's Prison, where she will undergo a mental exam in the presence of her family and lawyers if she wishes. The animosity between Cohen's and Waremu's family members played out in court when the judge left, and at one time her family was asking why the foreigners had milled around the prosecution. Waremu's family and friends wanted to know why everyone except Cohen's family was being asked to vacate the quarters by the prosecutors. Speaking to the media, Cohen's sister Gabrielle Vansterton said they were only out to find out what happened to him. An emotionally distraught Stratton, who struggled to compose herself, thanked the police for working hard, saying she was happy with the status of the case. In the meantime, we hope the period that we will be in the country that we will find all the answers that we need, she said. Stratton said her family still has many doubts about Waremu and they want to know her role in the alleged disappearance of Cohen. Cohen loved this country, he was fond of it, and he promoted and invested largely in the golf and safari industry, Stratton said.